Hello guys, welcome to Global Happenings. Today we have a trending news here for you. And the headline of the news read, Wike in trouble as Ijaw youths give him tour orders over 42 dead Kinsmen. But before we continue with details of the news, we'd like to encourage you to please subscribe to the channel by clicking on the red subscribe button and also on the bell icon so that you can get notification anytime we publish our videos on YouTube. Let's listen to the news.
The altercation between the Ijaw ethnic nationality and Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike continued at the weekend following the attack on the governor by the Ijaw Youth Council (IYC) worldwide. The IYC, in a statement signed by the IYC Secretary General Mr. Alfred Kemembado, reminded Wike that 42 of his kinsmen in Rivers State died in the violence that characterized the election that made him a governor. Kemembado, who issued a statement at Harristown, expressed disappointment that despite their death, Wike had yet to give them befitting burials. He said by threatening to remove an Ijaw king in Rivers State, Wike was dancing on the graves of the 42 dead kinsmen. He said the 42 dead bodies and more of Ijaw youth who needed proper burial in the Bugama and Abonema towns of Rivers State were still waiting for the governor to bury them properly. While commending Wike for visiting late Dr. Ferry Gberagba, a victim of such violence in Ghana and donated about 200 million naira, Kemembado, however, said that not even a condolence letter had been sent to any of the victims in Abonema, Bogema, including Sister Ibesiki, who was also murdered in the same manner in Degema. He said the harmless youth were murdered by federal forces while they stood to defend the democracy that made Governor Wike the governor of Rivers State. Up to date, a befitting burial has not been given to any of the Ijaw sons or even compensation to their families. Wike visited late Dr. Ferry Gberagba, a victim of such violence in Ghana, and donated about 200 million, which is commendable. But not even a condolence letter has been sent to any of the victims in the Abonema, Bogema, and our sister Ibesiki, who was also murdered in the same manner in Degema. This act of disregard alone demonstrates Wike's disrespect and disregard for the lives of our people. Instead, Governor Wike is spitting on their graves by threatening to remove an Ijaw monarch because of the visit of Governor Dixon to the monarch over the death of his children. He reminded Wike that the traditional stool he is desecrating through his public utterances was older than Rivers State, adding that the Ijaw people were not subject he could intimidate. Kemembado said, "We want Governor Wike to note, and abundantly so, that the traditional stools in Ijaw land are older than Rivers State, where he is governor, and they should not be considered as subjects he can intimidate. Governor Wike should remember his own Ikwere tradition that prescribes respect for the elderly and traditional institutions, and should resist the temptation to overreach himself, but tame himself from being disrespectful and vulgar when addressing elders and traditional stools. Governor Wike should compensate the Ijaws with projects in Ijaw land, because the Ijaws are the highest casualties in his bid to become governor of Rivers State the second time. We call on Governor Wike to erect a memorial in honor of the Ijaw youth massacred for his sake and not insult Ijaw monarchs. That until Wike apologizes to the Ijaw monarch he threatened and to all Ijaws, no Ijaw community and her people should take him and anything that comes from him serious."
All right, thank you very much. This is not a good one because for them to come out plain like this to tell the whole world about what transpired, not really what transpired, but what he's intending to do to Ijaw monarch just because of a visit of Dixon to their, to their homeland, shouldn't be what, should make Wike that angry to the point of trying to sack and all of that. Let's be truthful to ourselves. During the elections, I think one of the election that caught the views or caught the national spotlight, national spotlight was actually Rivers State election. All eyes was on Rivers State, because I think it's that is the nerve center in South, and I think they have one of the highest population when it comes to South. So more concentration was there because it was a kind of a route that if the ruling party can break through it, they are going to at least capture the South for APC. But a lot of tussle. APC, though they did not have anybody, as their representative, gubernatorial representative, but at the same time, I can still remember that there was one ACC governorship candidate that was being backed, Biakpo Mela, I think that was his name, that was the engineer Biakpo Mela. So he was being backed by the former governor of Rivers State, who is currently the Minister of Transport. He was being backed by Amechi, and it wasn't an easy thing because federal might was put into work, and at the same time, there was huge presence of the military, and that resulted to the death of so many people. The Ijaw youths were involved in it. So I think that for them to raise concern to this point, they really, Wike really needs to look into it, because those are the people that make him, secure his second term. I think he really needs to look into it, because number one thing is that those guys are dead, but they have families that are yet to be attended to. Just going to attend to one person because of his qualification, the man was a doctor, you're going to attend to him, does not solve the problem of, all those who were victims during your, re-election into office. It doesn't handle all their issues. So wise decision should be, he should go and handle it to prevent bloodbath. Because these guys, when they wake up and they start the agitation, oftentimes it results to more deaths, which is not really proper. And the second thing that I want to talk about here is our youths to be reasonable. Reasonable I'm not talking about to Ijaw youths alone, I'm talking about the generality of Nigerian youth. We've got to be reasonable. Reasonable in the sense that don't carry any weapon to fight for any politician, because it's not worth it. It does not really worth it. I can assure you that you will go out there and you will lose your life, and these guys will behave as if you did not do anything for them.
How do you defend your vote?
So the only thing you do to defend your vote, go out there and then vote, and make sure that we try to secure our vote, but don't go to the extent of having to fight with one another, because in the process of trying to fight with one another, we may end up killing ourselves. And these guys, at the end of the day, they win the election and they'll just make a public announcement and consoling you guys and said, we are going to make sure that all of those who were involved in the election violence, they are brought to book. But guess what? It's just a normal politicking or a normal political language that they will use, but they are not going to do anything. Imagine 42 people losing their lives. Some of them may be husbands of women. Some of them may be wives to a man. Some of them may be children. Some of them may be the only child to their family. Some of them may be breadwinners to their family. They are gone, but not even one thing has been done. I believe that the wise thing to have done was to, let us summon all the families involved. You look at each of the families and say, you take this, put yourself in order, take this, and make sure that you go there to, make them feel that truly they were fighting for one person that has their interest at heart, not to just walk away. And when another governor came around to solicit, to sympathize with them for the loss of their people, you are now threatening to remove the monarch, the Ijaw monarch, which was because possibly, I believe, in the process of, meeting with Dixon, meeting with the Ijaw monarch, he must have said a lot of things, and the monarch also may start, complaining, we did it for Wike, he has not done anything for us, so look at how he has abandoned us, and you're threatening to sack him. That's not the wise way to do things. Don't forget, you have only 4 years to go. You're going to be out of that seat soonest, and you're going to come back to live with your kinsmen. When they see you on the road the next day, what will they do to you? Would they applaud you for how you represented them effectively, how you were so empathic and you understood the situation that they were passing through, how you came down to the grassroots and get it fixed? Your name is Mr. Project. People believe you so much that you are one person that can do one or two things. Heed their advice. Go and meet them. It doesn't show that you are, you're a small boy, or maybe it doesn't show that you are a weak-hearted man. It doesn't show all of that. What it shows is that you are empathic. You have put yourself in the shoes of those who have lost this thing, and you just want to help them. You understand what they're passing through, and you're trying to see how you can help them out. Please just go meet them and get it sorted out once and for all, so that peace will abide in in Rivers State, and also so that at the end of the day they can still support PDP, which is the party that is ruling in the state.
Well, I wouldn't solicit that people should be dying for politicians, because they're actually not worth it. If you die for a good cause and the politicians are doing what you died for, okay, maybe it's worth doing it. But this one, nothing happens eventually. But let's go back to the Ijaws generally. I would have said that instead of looking for one person to keep compensating, that means it will now become a norm that everybody that dies during election, during clashes in election, the governor of that state must keep going to each family one and be compensating. If you give this one 200 million and give the other one 50 million, they'll get angry. Why are you giving me 50 million? After a while, some parents will even be soliciting that let their children, one of their child should die, those who are very poor, so that the governor will come and give them 50 million. And I'm telling you, the level of poverty in Nigeria is terrible. Everything is innovative. Even crime is innovative these days. So instead of going that way, this is my suggestion. I would have said, since they are 42, they're quite a number. Go in there, give them befitting burial, yes, and I know for sure some of these youths are restive because they probably don't have anything doing. Do some project, have some community project, get them engaged, get them involved, get them active, fully active into the community issues, so that they will have something they are doing, so they will not be restive. Because I know that idle mind is the devil's workshop. Now they are calling out Governor Wike to do something. If he doesn't do, and they're still very much idle, you begin to see trouble will begin to brew from that angle. And they can be so bitter because they feel that despite all, this is the best you can give to us. You're sidelining us and all. So I would have said, you should just go there, do some projects, and make sure their names. Sometimes some people like that recognition. Say for the two slain gallant young men who stood to defend democracy in Rivers, kudos to them. This is a memorial. We must stand in there to do that mass burial for them. Let them see that the governor came. They do a project for the community of Ijaw. Forever and ever, his name will be imprinted in the history book of Ijaw people. How the governor came, recognized the 42 that died, and also did a project that will be in remembrance and memory of those guys. That would have been far better. But be that as may, I don't also think that he should have politicized the visit of Dixon. Whatever problems they have is between the two of them. He shouldn't victimize his people over it. That's my take, really.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much for your analysis. We are hopeful that Wike will prove himself as Mr. Project by starting up, like my colleague has said, a good project there, so that he can get them more engaged. Because if you are going to be stiff-necked and ready for a fight, you won't enjoy the bloodbath. Nigeria has been in international spotlight for a while now for a negative reason, and we're trying to erase that. So please do well to attend to their need and let this be corrected once and for all.